So today we're going to talk about the Blue Yeti USB desktop microphone. I have an example of it right here. It's perfect for voiceovers or podcasting. It has a number of modes, and it plugs directly into your computer through a USB port. So just make sure you have an adapter. If you don't have a USB port on your Mac, for instance, you'll need your own adapter. But it's really handy, pretty portable. As you saw, it's pretty small. It's what I'm recording today with. Looks like this. Comes in two different colors. So first thing you'll notice is, oh, hey, it looks like I talk into the top. That's not the case. As you'll notice that I'm recording right now, I'm recording into what looks like the side. It's actually the front. So if you see the blue symbol right here, that is what you talk towards, right, as it goes in there. On the back side, you'll find gain and pattern. Gain is essentially turning up or down the volume. It's boosting the signal or turning it back down. It has a little preamp in here. And so this is one way you can record. One way you can change your recording volume. Another way is to do it in the program. So you'll have to find kind of a balance between the two. If you turn this one up too high, it'll start being distorted. As you can see on mine, I'm less than halfway up. You will also notice below that is a pattern. I have mine, both this one and this one are set to cardioid. It is the upside down heart shape. And cardioid, the word just means heart-shaped. There are 4 settings. I recommend this one for if you're doing a voiceover or a podcast because it's capturing the sound directly in front, right? In a heart shape 3D that kind of closes off the back. So it's actually kind of blocking a little bit of the sound that goes behind it, which can be really helpful in a not exactly ideal recording situation like this office. For instance, I have glass walls over there that are probably bouncing back quite a bit of my voice and around the walls, and so it's nice to have kind of this back area blocked off somewhat. And it's really best in terms of frequency response and sounding the best if it's right in front of the microphone. You'll notice this other thing I've got here. This is called a pop filter. Another version of that is the Yeti USB mic Windscreen. Now, Windscreen, I'm not going to put it on here because it's going to be really loud. Fits directly right on top, like a hat, right there. And that's going to prevent wind sounds or the wind of your mouth, which is what the pop filter is also known for. If you'll notice that when you're trying to record P's and S's, sound really loud and like actually distort in the microphone. So if I were to move this and I said right, and if I back up just a little bit and I use a pop filter, I go right, you can hear the difference. It's cutting out some of the breath that's coming out of your mouth on those particular ones and causing distortion in the microphone. So I recommend using a pop filter if you're going to record with one of these mics and you're speaking directly into it, for instance. So the other thing to think about is the distance that you are talking. You'll notice that I'm probably about 6 inches away, and that's a good distance. You really don't have to talk directly into the microphone like that. You'll notice as I do that, you're going to get a lot of distortion and probably, so what I said there is you're going to get a lot of distortion and you're going to be clipping. What clipping means is that it is too loud for your particular input microphone. So you don't want to do that because it's going to sound really bad and there's no way to fix it in post.
One program you may end up using to record your narration is Audacity. So I'm going to show it as an example for checking levels and for recording, but the techniques discussed will apply to almost any recording application or even a device that you use. But for more about Audacity, check out the full video tutorial that I created at the link below.
So the first thing you want to do is to turn on monitoring. You'll see up along the top here, you can see there's a phrase that says click to start monitoring. All you have to do is select it. If that doesn't show up there, you can also click the actual microphone button here. And let me stop monitoring for a moment. And you can select start monitoring. And that's a great way to make sure that your microphone is actually working. There we go. So you can see as I'm talking, the bars are changing. And as I say things, they bounce up. So that's good. It means my microphone is working. I would say that the microphone recording volume is a little bit loud. And you can see as I hit the peaks, they can go above -6. Right here, you see there's a -6, -12, -18, and so on. A good maximum volume for a loud sound, such as my speaking, the peaks should hit somewhere in between -6 and -12. So I'm actually going to come over here below this little microphone symbol. There's another one and a slider bar. This is the recording volume. I'm going to turn it down a little bit. And you can see now my peaks don't, well, go a little further. Now my peaks shouldn't go beyond -6, which is great. So somewhere between -6 and -12, I'm being a little loud. Now, not all of your sounds are going to be that loud, so you need to choose another kind of range. I would say for a quieter sound, something that you want heard but not necessarily be that loud. You can see that sometimes my voice is bouncing around -18. I would go -18 to -30 for something you want to be heard clearly, but not necessarily something that's very loud. But you can always record it louder and then turn it down in the program itself. And we've shown you how to do that with both the envelope tool and with turning down the entire track. If you have something that's below -30, it may not be clearly heard, especially people listening to it on less expensive speakers, or they're far away from the speakers. It becomes kind of muddled and mixed in with all the rest of it if it's below -30. But you may have reasons to have something that's really, distant, but just keep in mind that it's really hard to hear sometimes, especially on certain devices. Clipping is when you hit the 0 mark on these levels. And that's really bad because the microphone itself can't actually pick up that noise, and so it becomes this level of distortion. And especially in the human voice, that distortion is bad. You can't get rid of it. You can always create it later, so you might as well record in an area where you're not actually clipping, you're not too loud for the microphone. So I'm going to give you an example of what it's like to be too loud for the microphone. So pardon the noise. So this is too loud for the microphone. And you can see that there's a big problem with this sound. So I'm going to stop that now because it's really unpleasant. So you just need to think about trying to find exactly the right levels. One thing I'll caution you is to make sure you're paying attention to which levels you're turning up. Remember that the little symbol is telling you which. So this is the input recording level, and this is the output. So this is what's going to your speakers. And this won't actually change anything while you're recording. It's just going to change how loud it is for your headphones or your speakers that are playing back. So make sure you're paying attention. Now, why do I want to turn things up so close and get so close to clipping and endanger my audio? Well, the problem is that if you see when I stop talking in just a moment, that there are still some registered noises. You see that? So it's popping in a little bit down by -54. Now that's called the noise floor. And essentially the microphone itself has an electronic signal in there and it's creating noise. Now they try to make microphones have as little noise as possible. However, there's always going to be some level of noise. Now if you record something really far away, then the problem is that you're also that you're getting closer to that noise floor, and if you turn up like a quiet sound, you're also going to turn that noise floor up, and eventually you're going to hear it really loudly. So you want to be as far away from the noise floor as possible, but not clipping. So here's a test run for hearing the difference between recording really loud and recording something that's really soft like this, and you can see that the recording itself is really small, and it's going to sound pretty bad because you can hear the noise floor. Versus as I come up closer, you can see it's showing up a lot bigger, a lot louder. So I'm going to stop that. Well, now let's record. So if I hit the record button, you can see now it's actually creating the waveforms That means the microphone's working. It also means that since it's not peaking and it's not too small, that my levels are correct. And I'm going to hit stop.
One more thing, to get better at hearing audio issues and mistakes, I highly recommend going through this NPR training course, which is titled the Ear Training Guide for Audio Producers. Check out the link below. It has practical tips for recognizing and avoiding common audio recording issues, and includes really strong examples of what each problem sounds like, so listen closely. And I cannot recommend this enough.